Live. We are live. Things are going live here. Just waiting for the Instagram to kick in. And I don't know if it's going to here. Interesting. Live video. Let's try this. See if this works. Afternoon chat. Public. Next. Do I have to go copy this again? Copied. Alright. And let's see if I go back into here. Will this help anything? I don't know. Might be too late. Oh, that's what that is. That's coming live. Alright, so we've got copy this. Go back here. I think it's too late to do this one, to be honest. Alright. Yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's happening on the others though. So we're on Facebook. And unless a miracle happens here that I don't know about. Let's look at activities. Yeah, this may just be saner for me today. Let's stick with sane. All right. And we'll put the chat up. We've got 5 people in here. Well, thank you watching me go in circles. I'll be okay. Depends on who you talk to. I tried to do the Instagram. I did a step wrong. And it decided it did not want me doing it. So, all right. Let's have a look here. We have the crazy background. We'll hit this. Ooh, it looks like there's something different there now. What is this? What? Oh, neat. I think there's a different thing here. Like a different, yeah. I like it. I like it very much. Okay, we'll stick with that. All right, let's move this over. I don't know why this, because this is small. Oh, you know what? Out of my craziness, I figured out something good. Not a bad thing, but a good thing. Sometimes you have to experiment. So if I do this, I shrink that, it shrinks this. Can I get it to fit on the screen a little better? No, I think it's limited to what it can do, but that's kind of cool. I do like it. If you truly knew how tough it was... Oh, there it goes. If you truly knew how tough it was and how long it took some people to recover their mental health, peace, happiness again, you'd understand why they shut their doors at the slightest sniff of toxicity. Yeah, well, can't live in fear all the time though, right? And I have friends like that who constantly live in fear over everything to the point where it's maddening. You have to live your life too, and you can't have this mindset where everyone is against you, right? That's just not healthy for anybody. Can I make this slightly wider? Yeah, maybe like this. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit. How about here? But if I do that, it becomes smaller, right? No? I don't know what to do. This is beautiful. Yeah, so don't live in fear. Whatever you do. So many of us are just crippled by fear. And most of the things that we worry about, guess what? They never happen. Okay. Just looking here. people posting stuff about fear. Yeah, look, it's nonstop. Yeah, so many people hating on what I said in an interview already. We never know peace. And then it says fear. Sad. I'm telling you, I think it makes more people sick than anything. Being afraid of everything. You know, there's no joy to be found living in constant fear. I'm not saying, you know, if something's chasing you and your adrenaline gets up and, you know, you're in the middle of the woods and you're a tiger and there's, you know, some prey after you. I get it. That kind of fear is cool, right? It's necessary fear. But if you're fearing things that you have absolutely no control over, like the emotions and the behaviors of other individuals in the world, you might as well not be happy. Choose not to be happy ever in this life, if that's going to be your course of action. What should we play for music in the background today, guys? And don't fear that everything has to be perfect, because it doesn't. You don't have to be perfect. The situation around you doesn't have to be perfect. You know, we live in a state of, I would say, some forms of chaos, right? I'll put the R&B on today, see what that sounds like. I love jazz. I love R&B. What else do I love? I love some forms of soothing classical. Has to be soothing, though. It can't be bonkers. And I tend to like soothing jazz, but if it's clever, I like it too. And I love old jazz now. What's the cup today? Be happy. Please, guys. Be happy. Be loving. Be nurturing. Be open to new avenues every day. And know that you are loved. Because you are. You know, the universe loves your divine perfection. Always has. Right? So, NFL is going to be a lot of fun this week. Where we're going to be able to see some of the talent. And man, they are... You want to talk about fear? They're worried about their future. They don't want to blow anything up. But, you know, we all have multiple chances. Look at this. Just non-stop things on fear. This person here says, my wife was killed in AZ hospital. You know, and you have to be so careful of narratives that are real and not real. And I think this is why people, you know, use drugs and alcohol to escape. And I've been there. I won't lie. I've had many a time where I wanted to leave the planet for a few hours. So, you know, I have a little puff and a little bit of, beverage. And one point in my life, it was my favorite, believe it or not, iced tea and tequila. Loved it. And I could go for hours with it because it gave you the upper of the tequila, which tequila is. It's an upper. People don't know that. It's the only alcohol that really is an upper. And then if you have the iced tea, which is what? Sugar and caffeine. Well, I could go. I could go. You know, if you drink enough of that, you're going to have heart palpitations. No kidding. But if you could change one thing in your life that brings you the most amount of fear, some people it's being alone, dying alone, being misunderstood, someone writing horrible things about them, being bullied. What are some of the other fears? Losing their looks, losing their influence or wealth, status. Those things are real for many people. They couldn't bear to lose any of those things. And the truth is, we are here for a very short time. It's not supposed to be perfect. And we're supposed to make the most of these gifts, which are lessons. And they're not necessarily pleasant lessons. Mark Robinson, thank you. Oh my God, popcorn storms near Ingersoll. What? Oh, that's not good. Holy mackerel. And that was just now. Well, you know what? It looks pretty calm here, but Ingersoll is... What would that be from here? It's quite a ways. So it would be a few hours. But I remember when I lived in London, Ontario, you would get golf ball to popcorn hail. That size. And you would be like wanting to cry because you were worried about your car, right? Being damaged, the paint job. But I hope that the players that play this week, and show their skills, that they show more than just their, athletic abilities. Show that they're easy to work with, that they're willing to learn, they have a great work ethic, because that's what they're looking for. And a lot of teams are not expecting you, unless you're a quarterback, to be on fire the first year. They just don't. They want you to do well. They want steady growth. And the great thing is, if you do well, even on a poor team, you are going to draw all kinds of the right attention to you the next year. And that's like in life. Stack the victories. Don't worry all the time about things that you cannot change. Oh my God. Look at the size of that chain. We know who that is. I think that's an older photo. I don't think that's current. Many people fear speaking the truth. This is what I'm reading here. I didn't even think of that. This is cool. Playing with my fear. Yes. Facing your fear is probably more accurate. But you know what? If that makes it easier with you, playing with it is good. Many people work out their fear in their dreams, in their dream states. All right, let's have a quick look here while we're roaming. So today we are on Studio Standard, which is Restream. We are currently on 4 formats. We were going to be on Instagram, but I don't know. I lost my way. Something happened. Now, the great thing that you can do, let's say you had a guest with Restream. You can go to Extra Camera. You can put it on higher definition. I'm going to try here. Add camera. All you got to do is place it in, and then you'll see me on the bottom there. The other wonderful thing that you can do is you can take this and put it on the top and move things around just simply by dragging them. You also have other looks that you can use, like that, where it's seamless, so it's a little bigger, and that works pretty good. You can also do this, where it squishes. It's nutritious because it squishes. Let's look at Donika here. She had a show yesterday. Still, Monday for me is brutal. I can never align the world together on a Monday. That's just not going to happen. And look what I was just saying. Love is just a sneeze away from hate. Huh? What does that mean? Am I reading that right? I think I'm reading that right. Kindness matters. This is a cool shirt. Right there. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's click it like this. There. That's a little better. A little more balanced. It is suddenly getting quite dark outside. We are getting some clouds, so maybe we do have some kind of weather coming in. I would not doubt that. Oh, here we go. Turn your days into great memories. Each day is a giving gift. Each day is a foundation for creation and a better version of yourself. Create intentionally and be present. Donika. There you go. You can read it a little better there too. I am, though, always forever saying I am going to go on Twitter Spaces. And you know what happens? I don't. I get distracted. There's 900 things I need to do besides that, which is crazy, right? And that's why I think sometimes if you are crazy busy or stacked in your life, write list and prioritize the things you need to get done most. And maybe you're one of these people that it just won't happen, that you get them all done. So don't get hard on yourself. Just try your best and work on it. Some people it's, I need to, this year, make a garden. This year, I need to work out more. This year, I need to welcome beauty more. I need to read, great poetry. I need to read things that make me feel healed and bring me hope. What are the things that I'm saying to myself that I need to stop this year? And many people, that's very difficult. I like this one here too. I think we read this yesterday. Trust your journey. Believe in your own dreams. Live purpose. Express your faith and gratitude towards the universe. And trust that all your needs will be met along the way. When you believe, you achieve. Donika. Yeah. Beautiful. And I totally agree with that, where, create adventure in your life. And adventure can be going for a walk with your loved one to a part of the city or a part of Ontario. I live in Ontario, that you've never been to before. And suddenly it's something new, right? And also be very aware of the things that you feel drawn to in your deepest core. What are the things in your life that you're most drawn to? Hi! You have thunderstorms to the west of you heading your way. You know what? Now, they were saying popcorn. That's interesting. Richard, do you have a few minutes to come up? I would love to talk to you about Oak Island. They're getting close. They found in the shaft. They found the tunnel. Now, is there going to be treasure there? God, I hope so. I hope there's some remnants of treasure there. My feeling has always been that somebody got most of it already. But there's probably things that they will never, ever find. And I believe on Oak Island that they have been depositing things there since the 1500s. And there's no way that they got access to all of it. And it was probably different Masonic groups that used that land. And now as they're looking into the swamp, they're finding all these artifacts. That's right. They're on top of the old tunnel, which no one has ever been in before. This is brand new. This is brand new. They've been doing this. They've been dreaming this for 15 years. How friggin' patient would you have to be to do that? Right? For 15 years doing the same thing over and over and over again. And by the scrutiny of all the people on TV. Now, don't get wrong. They're creating jobs. There's employment for individuals. They're definitely getting paid by the History Channel. years from now, it'll probably be on Netflix and different things like that. But I hope they find that gold and the silver, because they keep saying that the water is indicating that there's large amounts of silver and gold deposits in the, I think that they call it the blob. Yeah, so. But I would love for us, every 2 weeks to do like a half an hour show. I heard one the other day, and no offense to the guy who does it, it was okay. It would not be as grand and wonderful as you and I would do it, Richard. You would bring a whole new 6'5". 65 years old and 6'5" in height, in dominance and influence to the stage, for sure. I don't know. I do feel for them. I do feel for them. I should look it up here. I don't think I've ever looked it up on Twitter. And yet I'm such a fanatic when it comes to Oak Island. I'm super excited about the draft this year. I love seeing all the nervous parents and all the nervous, athletes trying to do their best, right? Okay, Oak Island, which is close to New Brunswick. The Curse of Oak Island. Here we go. We got it right there. All right. And I'm going to bring it over here. There we go. See if I can get it to slam over here. It's giving me a rough time. I just saw it. So where did it go? Where did it go? It's not over here. What is going on? All right. Let's look here again. Let's try again. Here it is. Click it again. Oh, it was being impatient. We love to see those smiling faces. There you go. That's what they need. 6'5". Yes, indeed. 65. Or 65. 6'5". I think that's more correct, don't you? But that one show I was telling you about, it's on YouTube. They have thousands of people who have loyally watched it. And I guess they've been on YouTube for over 10 years. And the individual who does it is not well, health-wise. So, will they have another season? Do you think so? Because if they find some stuff, they'll probably think there's more stuff, right? You won't stop on one loot. They're going to know well enough that it's not just one treasure chest. I think there's several different deposits all over that island. And I think that's why Lot 5, for the longest time, they didn't sell it. Because they knew there were things there. Were they able to get them? I don't know. It's interesting. I admire their patience so much. And it was so funny because the swamp stinks like hell. Oh, I love this. I think we're closer than we've ever been with our shovel. There we go. Do you have the code to come up, Richard? Or are you in the midst of something? If you could come up, that would be great. If you don't, it's the same code, buddy. Do you need it? Here, let me see here. That's the one thing about certain rooms. They'll put the code up, and they're not too worried. And they're not even too worried who's coming up. All right, let's click it here. All right, and that I think will go to Twitch, and it'll go to YouTube. That's it. It's not available. I did try today to go on Instagram, and it either crashed or I screwed up one of the steps, which is probably possible. I need to find a way to have it where it's on a smaller screen and it doesn't take up so much room, because I'm constantly using multiple screens, right? It's one of the things I love about using TweetDeck. You can do multiple searches. I'm doing stuff, but I guess I'll... Oh, okay, cool. I think that's a yes. Or is that a definite maybe? I'm doing stuff, but I guess I'll come up for a few. There's a friend. What is today? Tuesday. And he knows I'm scared because the storm's coming in. That crazy storm. I hope it's not too bad. If I have any sense at all, I should go out and enjoy the weather for a bit. Before we get this popcorn hail. I think that's what they called it. I've had the golf ball kind. I've had the ping pong ball kind. They hurt. Now, we had some the other day that was more like the size of corn. Right? That size. I'm hoping that this week we will be able to get together and do a show on the draft days and get Tony D to come on and just discuss some of the talent that they're seeing there, talk about the challenges. I think that'll be fun. And there's so much going on, which is great. Okay, let's get rid of that. Hang on. Working on it. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. You've got snow. Hang on, working on it. Snow. It's snow. It's not hail. Oh. So popcorn snow? Is that what they call it? I just learned something. I think Richard loves weather. Probably would have liked to been, one of those weather broadcasters when I was a kid. Look at this outfit. Look at that. I would not be caught dead in a purple suit unless I was Prince. I don't think that would happen. I do like them though. Oh, that's nice. Look at the size of Shannon Sharp in comparison to Stephen A. Oh my God. Is he ready? The man. He's the man. He's the one to give you weather.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. I see you.
Hang on. I gotta turn these. Yeah, I've been fairly busy here this morning. I got.
Yeah.
How you doing, Michael? Good morning.
Good to have you here. I just
I caught you. I was going to listen to you, and
then I bullied you up. Look at that.
No, you didn't. I was getting the wash done. The missus is out doing her volunteer on Tuesdays here, so
yeah,
I'm left doing some things here. And
I know what that's like.
I couldn't come up on the portable. I was listening to you on my phone, and the link didn't work in the chat there, so I got to.
You're not the first one.
Really?
No. You're not the first one where that's happened with Restream.
On the phone?
On the phone.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Because I say it doesn't...
Look. It says, ooh, near Ingersoll. Hail.
Yeah, I got a weather map up here. I like keeping track of the weather. There's a weather front coming across. It goes up to northern... north of you on the other lake there. All south, going down towards Georgia, Tony D's way. The front going across, but you got some heavy thunderstorms coming in there.
Well, explain to the world how close we are.
Oh, you're up there in Toronto. I'm here in the southern tier of upstate New York, which is, let's see, it's about a 3.5 hour drive to Buffalo. How far are you from Buffalo?
But if you had a helicopter, you could be here in no time.
In an hour.
Yeah, you could fly roof to roof.
Yeah, that's an hour flight time, I think.
There you go, right through the popcorn and the hail.
Let me get rid of that here.
Yeah. No, so you're not the first person to bring up our dear friend, Brian, tried very hard to come up.
Right. I'm just trying to get this. I got to turn this down here. Okay, yeah, I got too many things going on here.
You do. You're a multitask man.
No, Tuesdays I do my my audio podcast, and I did it differently. I did it over there on Rumble, and supposedly I'm supposed to take the Rumble video and I can upload it over there on Spotify, and I kept on getting an error. So
it has to be the right shape.
It has to be an MP3 or movie format, but Rumble does something there.
What is movie?
Huh?
What is movie?
Movie, M-O-V.
Oh, I thought you said movie. Ooh,
no, movie. I'm sorry, M-O-V. Move, M-O-V format. Yeah. So, but I just got finishing posting that up, and then I guess, do you know about Heckle?
Of course.
I actually talked to Simon, and I was on about a 20-minute broadcast for an alpha test.
Yes.
For the Android folks, you can't see.
Okay, because they used to be Apple based. It was like Snowbird.
Yeah, it was only iOS. Yeah, iOS has the full replay and all that.
Yeah.
And Simon, the guy who developed it, he just I was really surprised when he popped in. He says, "Yeah, I just wanted to see," and he wanted to know what my specs were. And I said, "I'm on the tablet here, and I guess I can't see replays, but I'm not gonna fret about that because I know that's coming down the road." So he's making progress on it. It's a
good.
nice
send me the link. That would be great. Here is.
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead. You go.
No, I'm just saying Heckle is in the Google Play Store right now. So if you download it, you can,
okay, I will then.
Yeah. It's both iOS and Android. iOS, you're going to get a lot more. You can see the replays and all that.
So so when you say iOS, that's the computer.
That's iOS devices as far as.
Oh, you mean Apple?
Apple phone, the Apple phone. And stuff.
Okay.
You can't do it on the desktop, and it's a closed system. You can't that's the only thing. Simon's
does this mean closed in your work?
Yeah, this is closed. It's
closed. Does this mean open? Or is this just mean Michael?
Open. It's open. But this is I'm doing the I'm an Italian.
Hey. What am I gonna do with
nice
you?
Nice little venture there, and it's sort of a grassroots type. Because this guy Simon over in the UK, him and a couple other people are doing it on their own. So it's all so I want to support him as far as I can come up in Android, give you do a test run and stuff like that. So I had
when I snip this up, and I take snippets, and I put you on.
Yeah, and I got to talk to you about that, about putting me on it.
Yeah, that's what, because I get like 200.
Because where I'm at right now on the bottom on the replay, I seen a replay on. I got on TikTok here the first time in like 2 months, and I saw a replay. And said, I got all this verbiage in front of me.
Yeah. So what we need to do? We need to do this.
Yeah, there you go. Put me up.
Put you way up.
I'm a mid-tier guy. I'm not maybe high tier.
You know what? The reason I brought that up is I can now do a snippet of that and go, he's made it to the top.
There you go.
He was once on the bottom.
Yeah.
But now he's made it to the top.
Yeah, there we go. I'm way on the top now. But that's just an observation. I don't care less. You can still hear me. The audio is fantastic and stuff. And
we need them to see you though. That's the key.
Yeah,
we need to see.
That's okay. Yeah,
I can't really express 6'5" on the screen, but they can imagine. And that's all that matters. The imagination a lot of times is far better than the reality.
Yeah, so when I do get on TikTok, I spend like an extra 30 minutes seeing all your stuff that posted because I'm only on there like once every 2 months.
Oh, come on.
I don't get on there that often.
You're on there all the time. You're a semi-star. Every time I put you on, you
put me up there.
It's
but I don't
300, 400 views.
You're the only one that can put me up there and stuff.
Well, I have exclusive rights.
I was just going to say that you have exclusive.
I have exclusivity so far.
I'll get on there. I just want because I know there's stuff in there in the queue from you, Ash, and she has a real good cooking show.
Yeah, I love her.
And Walt was on there, but Walt is. I'm seeing he's got some activity on Instagram there and stuff like that. He just had something up yesterday.
No way.
Well, he's not broadcasting live. He's doing the reel thing. And,
what does that mean? Oh, okay. He's going live. He's going reels.
Reels, yeah. And he had a real nice one yesterday. And I said, "Wait a minute, and it comes up as like you're on this path.
Yeah.
And you hear the babbling brook, and then he pans over, and I'm like, that's fantastic.
You know, he's got all the equipment.
He has all the eye for being a photographer. It's fascinating.
He's also got a good heart.
He's a good guy.
He's one of our favorite people, by the way.
He's a brother firefighter, so I can call him that.
He's right up there with Oak Island with us. You know, he's.
Oh yeah, well I hear you're enjoying it. I am enjoying it.
They were going to call us to dig up stuff, but they were worried we'd take stuff.
I think they're ecstatic finally getting to the bottom to where I think they're at a point where nobody has reached before.
Oh, I know. Did you see how giddy he was? Oh, yeah. And I love that they're both out of shape. Yeah. Because they were doing the jackhammer. Yeah. And they were like, this thing is like 60 pounds. This is the hardest work I did in 7 years.
I'm 65, and I just watching that made me tired. I'm like, how the hell can I do that?
Don't forget, there's no fucking fresh air down there either.
No, that's true.
And it probably smells like ass. Think about that. So that, you know, the one that's in the, what did they call it? He called it the sewage pit one time. The swamp.
The swamp
smells awful.
Yeah, but there's so much stuff coming out of there now since they found that road.
Oh, I know.
Oh my god! And
that boulder.
That boulder. Yep. And
which is Masonic.
Oh god, there's Masonic all over the place. What are you talking about?
No, but that
there's
island.
Schools of traveling men all over that freaking island.
But many generations.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, because they found stuff from the 1500s, not just.
Well, I'll tell you the aspect I'm most excited about, and
I guess
I just gets my attention when they start talking about Templars. I mean, I try.
Are you a Mason? You can't tell them if you are. You know that.
Yes, you can. I believe you can.
Do you know what they used to do?
I'm not a practicing one.
At my work, they used to put their hand out and do the handshake. And
the handshake, yep.
And they would go, "Are you on your journey, sir?"
Yeah. Well, I just...
Or the other one was, "Have you found your way?"
Yeah.
No, many people say I'm very lost.
Yeah. No, I got in. I was involved with them out when I was in the service out in Wichita, Kansas, and there was an assistant chief, Mr. I can't remember what's his name. He was a level 32 Scottish Rite from Kansas City, and he would come down to McConnell. He was an assistant chief. I worked for him, and he got us all in there. And the one thing we're like, okay, what is this? We don't know what it is and stuff.
Right.
But what we did is they had a program there to go out into the city to help kids read, and we got involved in that. That was our community.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we really had fun doing that with the kids and stuff like that. And there they are. Yeah, put them at the top. Those guys are top shelf guys right there.
No, they don't deserve it. 6'5".
No. Now those guys. I would love to meet these guys. These guys, I would sit down and have a beer or coffee with them. It was
I think the one is approachable and the other one's a bit of a, you know what?
I think they're both approachable.
Which one do you think's more approachable?
The older brother. Well, the older brother's the one on the right? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah. He, the other one, I think he's very business-like. He's been very business-like for a good portion of the show. Yeah. But I think seeing that they're discovering a lot more stuff, and he sees the value in the swamp. There's stuff in that swamp that as much stuff in the swamp as there is over on parcel 5 or whatever that parcel is.
I'm just looking at some of these memes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Imagine. Yeah. I can't really.
It says group projects. Who wants to volunteer? Don't raise your hand all at once.
Also that I like about this show greatly is they're bringing their they got one gentleman's son, and as far as it's a whole family up there and stuff like that, and you were telling me you just can't go to that island. You got to have a reservation and stuff like that. Oh no,
right? Yeah. Well, there's a bridge and there's security.
Yeah, and it's a private island and stuff like that. So which there they are. Uncle, father, and son.
Yeah.
And stuff. It just the one son looks just like his dad.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, and
he
has some, and the son has some great insights on the show.
He's bright. He might be the brightest. He might be the brightest of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now these always kill me. Here, they'll come up in a second. Let's look at these clay turds together. What do you see here? Well, I see a piece of wood.
But isn't it intriguing that they're able to look at that and they can tell what's going on underneath them?
I'm like the grumpy brother. By now, after spending tens of millions of dollars, if I don't have effing coins of gold coming in these loaves of... I would be frustrated. Or at least a treasure map, something.
Yeah. I think they've broken even with this series on...
of course history. They have. Oh, yeah,
like,
you
know, it's pride. I think it brings some self-satisfaction that they're bringing this story to other people, and it's being a part of history now. As far as I mean, see, I love it when the senior archaeologist there, they discover something. It's like, oh, he's like, we got something real. You could see in his face. They got something really big.
I want to. This is an apology to my dear friend here, who has felt like the lowest man on the totem pole. We made him the biggest today, only because he was so wounded.
You're playing. I'm not.
There you go. You couldn't pay my wife enough money to have an Oak Island shirt on. As soon as she sees it, she goes, "You're insane. They find nothing. What are they doing?" My wife.
Wife? Okay,
my wife won't watch it. She's just like, this is the biggest waste of time. And I'm like, I love it. It appeals,
history, though.
It appeals to the little boy in us, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. And then the gentleman there with the metal detector, he's a real character at times and stuff like that. And they're a great bunch of people, though. It's just like, you feel like you're part of that journey if you've been watching it over the last several years and stuff.
I would be in divorce court if I got her the Mother's Day. But I saved $5.
There's your justification. Oh, wow. This is good.
I remember one time when my wife and I were first together, like, the first year. And she was one of these people, she didn't care what kind of beer it was.
Right.
And she bought me this beer, and she was like, I got you beer. And I went, oh, thanks. And it was like $3 off. And I went, I would pay $3 more not to drink this beer. So I think we used to give it to guests, and I went and bought the beer I want. I love this part of it. It's so funny. They're going... 8 major discoveries made with a metal detector. See, if I had one of those, there used to be a guy near when I lived in Sarnia, and I used to live right by the water.
Oh, okay.
And he would go every morning, and almost every other day he would catch like something, like a watch or a phone, a chain, and he was really good. He would, because everybody was so tight in the community. He would go, did anybody lose a ring? If you have a picture of the ring,
he'd return the stuff.
He would return the stuff. But people would lie and go, oh, yeah, I lost it. I lost a ring. What does it look like? No, that's not it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then,
I thought about getting one of those at one time. Now, I think that's way before I got married a long time ago. But just...
they're expensive, the good ones.
They're and just that technology itself of what they're doing and what they've thrown out, that they can penetrate the ground, and what they're doing in the oceans with those type of devices. It's amazing as far as that goes. So it's just there's a lot of science and a lot of history involved in.
Oh my God, this is awful! Look at this.
Oh, that's what's his name? He's.
That's the guy in the crane.
I forget his name and stuff.
Who never complains about the smell.
No,
never. He just keeps moving forward.
He's what they call them in the Air Force. We call them dirt pounders. The guys that
is that what they are?
Well, in the Air Force, we call them they're part of civil engineering. Fire department fell under civil engineering, so I know what that guy. When he has the little looks and stuff like that is like. Oh, I've seen that look because he's very skilled at. But was it the older brother?
I love this here. I got to read this to you. Someone sent this to Elon Musk. I know you're busy, but can you take care of the Oak Island mystery?
Oh.
That is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and if anybody could figure it out, it probably would be him.
Yeah.
Okay, you were talking about Masons.
Well, No, the Templars. I like the Templar aspect because you could see the one gentleman there he has the Mason hat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whenever they bring up Templar, his eyes are just. I mean, they're a fascinating story. There's not enough known, but it's just the fact that they were over here. It's just the fact that Oak Island, for me, represents the Americas were discovered way before Columbus.
Yeah.
I mean, that's proof right there. And as far as that goes, and that aspect that, the Vikings before that probably, because.
What do you think of this comment? Do you think this is a fair comment?
Go ahead.
It says, "Let's examine the tunnel without caving it in and destroying it."
They're not going to. How?
Well, they did before. They actually did. You know that
that was when they were doing the small drilling and stuff.
Yeah, they hit the target and something collapsed and fell.
Well,
and they think. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead. You.
Well, no, but it's not just wood; it's cement.
Well, that's the chamber there. I don't think that there's no proof. I think I don't know how they get it to where they sunk it down unless they know the ground around that area is very spongy, because I was reading an article yesterday. There's a town out in Arizona, and did you know that I can't remember the town, but the article, this particular town or county area, they're selling water to Saudi Arabia, where Saudi Arabia is pulling the water out of this particular area,
right?
And they have alfalfa to irrigate their water, the alfalfa fields, to take back to Saudi Arabia to feed their cows. Well, all this water, and this is even during a drought. They're not watching these people that work on the from Saudi Arabia. And what has happened is the ground has actually sunk for this whole town by over a foot. And they think it's because they're drawing so much water out, it's sinking. So I think with all this drilling, it compromised. Well, you look at the one guy that was back in the '60s, he freaking dug up the whole area that they were. There was one big hole.
Yeah.
And then they had to get through all that crap because it's stuff that was already.
Why did they make the swamp? What is that really about?
That's a ship. I really think it is.
Are they hiding it?
I think it was an area where they could put the remnants of the tunnel digging and to join
and all the roads, right? All the roads that look identical to the roads.
Well, when they went to Portugal and they put the two pictures together, it's like
identical.
Whoa, that's exactly. That's too close to say that that's a coincidence and stuff like that. So you got everybody and their brother from Europe. They're stopped over there. That's like Grand Central back in the day. As far as that goes.
So here are the two guys that have been doing all the research,
right,
on it, and trying to figure out, the way the island's positioned and everything else. But it wouldn't be funny if they end up making 10 times the money that Marty has made.
Well, they could, with all the spinoffs. But did you see last week's show where they did have a gentleman from the Masonic? He was a 32.
Yes,
level
that was him. That was him.
Oh, okay, that was okay.
That was him.
With the cross, Nolan's cross. There's another aspect, and it's just like there's too many things that are lining up to say that there was a lot of stuff going on there. As far as that goes,
I love that they found what looked like a key in the treasure vault, a broken one. Did you remember that? Yeah. So when they are starting to find things, I do love that they
very significant, and especially lot 5 is a whole another thing there that there could be a lot of stuff buried there because that's a massive. It started out just being a little water pool. Now they're saying it's a massive structure back in the day.
Yeah. So I think Rick is the grumpy one.
Yep. Okay. Rick and Marty.
And Marty is the kind one. And Marty's the one. Marty's always in tears. He gets so emotional.
He's very emotionally engaged. on the whole thing because
he has been dreaming about this since he was a little boy.
Oh, both of them. They would go out and dig up their backyard and then drive their mother
But they
nuts.
originally found out about it through what? Reader's Digest.
It was a Reader's Digest, yeah. And I remember, I don't think it was Reader's Digest, but I remember there was a story in Boy's Life. That used to be the magazine back in the day. My older brother was a Boy Scout, and he would get those. I would leaf through them. There was some interesting stuff, and I remember, okay, it's up in Canada somewhere and stuff like that. But I remember reading about the story and the levels, and it's like, okay, but it just brings a whole different aspect when they, from these two gentlemen's, Rick and Marty's perspective, I guess. It just.
Do you know why I love it?
What's that?
They're not giving up.
No, they're not.
They're not giving up, and
the one other gentleman that's partnered with, where he lost his son, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the guy, he's the smaller guy, gray hair. He's
I know who you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, his son was on the show, and then something happened, and he sort of left the show for a while. But I guess because you lose a son, you don't want to really, you're grieving. And
no one should ever go through that.
Yeah, I thought you knew that, Michael.
I didn't know that.
They touch upon they don't go into detail, but when he came back, they were glad to have him back, and he's part of the family, part of the team, as far as that goes. So now, how do you watch it as far as like tonight? Do you watch any of the shows beforehand? Or,
I have Stack TV.
Okay.
And it's in Canada, and I can watch it through there. But
you got the History Channel?
So what it'll do is I have access to the History Channel when it comes on. It'll tell me.
Oh, okay.
But once it's aired once, the very next day I can access it at any time and play it.
Okay, gotcha.
And sometimes I find I get more things out of it the second time because I'm usually doing other things.
Yeah. I watch a second because you pick up those little details. There's more little details that you miss when you actually watch it.
Yeah, I find it calming. Yeah. There's something soothing and calming about watching that show. I don't know what it is. Where there's other shows, I can't bear to watch them more than once. Where with it, I just love their passion, and they're not giving up, And so many people in life get close to the goal, and kind of give up. Yeah. I don't know many individuals would do something like that for 10 years with so little success.
You look at where they're at, and when they first started, it was like they said nothing. Like they would trounce through the swamp. And they still had the water there, and they figured they could find things, and they found little tidbits. They're finding so much more, and I think it's because they've loosened up. The Canadian government has, they've gone through the permit process, and as far as that goes, and because when they first started, they never had an archaeologist.
Well, I think they had the minister come and look. So that was brilliant.
Yeah, and I think they were very receptive to that. Mm-hmm. Because it's probably this is an endeavor that I think I almost had a fear after the first couple of years that this isn't going to last because they're going to get burnt out.
Yeah,
I really saw that.
Do you know what I was worried about when they were digging the hole?
What's that?
I don't know if I'm the only one, but I was like, if that roof is not very stable, and they're digging away, and you got 3 men there. And let's say this pocket is like 5 feet or 6 feet, and they fall. Yeah, they could be screwed.
Yeah, but you got to understand that the tunnel that they re-established to get down below.
Yeah.
The precautions they're taking, that's considered a confined space. Any type of when you do mining and stuff, and I know a little bit about that because part of my fire training was dealing with confined space. When you get in, they're digging a side ditch and stuff. There's laws now where they have to have braces and stuff. They're doing about it very safely.
Okay.
They're not just haphazard.
But that's honestly what's going through my head. I was thinking, if there's only boards holding this, and there's all this weight plus that mud and everything, and it snaps in a section.
No, those boards, that's heavy timber. So that's made for what they're doing and stuff like that. and it's sections. They go down and they make sure that section is 100% secured before they go down to the next one. So
it was wild though when he was tapping though. It was hollow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
he was giddy.
Yeah. So with that bit,
yeah,
for them to go even a foot below, they're going to have to have a whole new master plan for just that section going below that, because it's because you don't know what it is down below. Right. You know how they're going to do it, but they're going to make it to where it's safe, to where they can extend down. And those guys are pros. Those guys, they know what they're doing. And I just love it, the fact that both brothers get to go down there and stuff like that.
Well, and they have, they were talking, think about their grandfather who was a miner.
Yeah.
In their family. So they were actually kind of connected to it on a heart level, which was nice. All right, we are going to cut this up, and I have to do it before an hour because I can't do it after an hour. It makes it very difficult to do it. So, thank you, sir.
No problem. My pleasure. As always, I appreciate the invite. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, and good luck with your honeydew list, and I'll do my
honeydew
list.
No, I'm all done. I just had some things I was doing. I was trying to do. Sometimes when I don't have a real big list, but I try and multitask, and sometimes it's not worth it because you get done at the same time if you do each thing along the line instead of trying.
I find with me, I'm better to do one task at a time.
Yeah, one task at a time. Yeah.
Oh man, because then I get about 19 half done.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, Michael.
Take care.